Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash. This is HeroQuest, and this is Rise of the Dread Moon, a new copy that I bought because Amazon is having a sale at the time of this video. They may still be having this sale. I'll post about it so that those who follow the channel will be able to know if they don't already, because this is a pretty significant sale on HeroQuest and HeroQuest expansions. I think the base game was down to under $90. Free shipping if you have Prime, which of course I've got to have Prime. And out of all of the expansions that I bought, I've always thought Rise of the Dread Moon would have the most value to me, not monetarily, but because it just comes with a wealth of original content. I said that I was going to buy 2 copies of Against the Ogre Horde, and I kind of backed out at the last minute on that. So please enjoy this second unboxing of Rise of the Dread Moon while I go through and figure out what all I want to keep from this expansion, the second copy, and then the rest of this I'll probably find some way to give away in some form or another. For example, the quest book, I don't need this quest book. This is something I will find a way to give away. I don't need to have 2 copies of the quest book. The elves, I have, because of this expansion and Mage of the Mirror combined, more than enough elves. I've got what look like 6 archers and 6 warriors, I think. Maybe even more. Not entirely necessary to have more elves. The furniture I'll have to think about. The exit and entrance doors, I'm not sure I necessarily need. These, however, the assassins, these adorable assassin elf ladies, I love them. I love her design. I've always been enamored with this character. She has no right to be this adorable. I'm going to go ahead and keep those. I am going to keep the cultists because I think that having more than 4 I think 4 cultists is a great number to have. But having 8 cultists really sets the stage for a large, big bad. Not that I ever need more than 4 at a time. I'm not sure when I'll ever need that many. Now, coming into this section of the box, I absolutely am taking the 2 guards rather. I really like this design. I've talked before about how much I like this design for this character. And I think these guards are just really cool anyway. Next up, the specters. Having 6 specters would be really cool. I'd actually be able to maybe play around with the idea of painting some of the ones that I have. I've seen some really cool paint jobs with these ladies. So keeping them, that's already keeping a lot of the contents here. The Cadre of the Raven's Veil. A second mini for each one of these types would be really useful. I think now I could have a larger Cadre, or I could go ahead and use 2 different specialists within the group. It would kind of be, the concept to me would be kind of be like having multiple mercenaries. And these guys aren't super special anyway. I mean, thematically they are. Thematically they're very special. And they're awesome sculpts. But as far as stats and everything, they're just about identical to the mercenaries anyway. It's just the context in which you come across them. These statues are so cool that of course I'm going to take the statues out and keep the statues. So yeah, we're pretty much stripping this thing down. I don't know that I want another Dread Wraith. I think that it would be quite a challenge to put my heroes through a room where they could potentially fight 2 of these. That would be pretty insane. I'll have to do some thinking about this one. I don't particularly like this character. The Dread Wraith, very powerful. I mean, sure. I don't know that it's one of my favorites. It's definitely a strong mini. There's no doubting that. I've got my bosses situated somewhere. This would be the only boss also that I have more than one of, unless you count the gargoyle for the base game. I don't know that there's any reason to have more than one of these. unless we are really setting up a scene that has a macabre torture feel to it. And I do really like this sculpt. This is a pretty awesome sculpt for the money. This one, in my opinion, is superior to the single candlesticks. Well, you know, the other one has such a nostalgic factor to it. Hard to say that really without a but. Okay, going back here, I'm kind of under the impression I could never have too many cabinets, bookshelves and the like, but I think I'll leave this cabinet in here. Leaving the elves. The knight, I really want to do a knight giveaway that's just this knight and his cards, or her cards, or their cards. But the doors, I think the doors I would leave. The tiles, we have a lot of tiles. I'd have to go through and just peek through the scenarios again and see what kind of inspiration I could get from keeping the extra tiles. The extra room tile I was thinking about keeping because it would let me use an outside and a hideout at the same time. Might seem a bit unfair to keep that. But the mirrors I don't need. The cultist masks I don't need. There's quite a few things here I definitely don't think that I need. The caltrops, bombs, I'm not particularly interested in keeping those out. Just really depends. Just really depends on what kind of inspiration I can gain from gleaming through the quest book again and seeing if I can come up with expansive uses for this stuff. The renown, I don't really want to keep. The NPC tiles, I don't want to keep. These are things I look at and I think, I'm better off without them. I'm going to do a bit of thinking and see if I would rather keep the Dread Wraith or the Tomb, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave those alone. I think I'm going to leave the table alone. Really, the only reason I might want the table is if I'm going to set up a bar scene. I actually rather like the increased height of this table versus the, I'll have to show you. I mean, if you have this expansion, then doubtless you already know. It has not escaped your notice for sure, but the increased height of this table, I like it. I appreciate it. It's much more war table-like. The old table, I guess the relative scale of it and everything, probably perfect for nostalgia, but the old table's just too short. The old table's literally too short. I'm not sure. It's more like a chiropractic bed. And this here, this is a table you can actually sit at, eat at, drink at. Yes, if the hero was sitting versus standing, the hero would have a different height, but this is a natural relation versus this one. If the hero's sitting, this is just going to be too low for them. This is more like a coffee table. This would go in front of the hero's TV. You know, and here's the hero's couch, and here's the hero's 50-inch widescreen. Why do I care about this? I don't. Let's go back to the unboxing. And to be honest with you, I think that's about it. I have too many light blue elves. I don't need any more light blue elves. Might take a few more tiles, but the quest book and the rest of the contents here, I think I could send out and be pretty happy with it. Maybe keep the table. That way I've got 4 tables and I've got 2 of each style. I could see myself keeping the table because otherwise I've only got 3 tables and I think I need 4 to recreate the Dark Company in its entirety, which is a stupid thing, but it's a thing. So other than that, maybe we'll go through the cards really quick. I'm a firm believer in equipment cards being used referentially. You can keep them in your hand, but other than that, please use them for, whatever you like, but don't need the mercenary cards, don't need the additional monster cards, whatever they are, definitely don't. What do we got? We had something else with this, didn't we? we had with Rise of the Dread Moon, we had reagents. That's it. We had reagents with Rise of the Dread Moon. So we have treasure cards. I don't need the dread spells. This is going to be yes, I'm taking them out. No, I'm not taking them out. And I need to review. I don't need the dread spells. The equipment I'll have to look at. The artifacts, pretty sure I'm not going to keep the artifacts. However, alchemy, increased alchemy, really like the idea of having more cards from alchemy, but only the reagents, because I don't think there's an instance where we just draw random and these are actually all these are actually all finished crafted goods or goods with cost. So actually the treasure that I seek has the reagents. There's mysterious flowers, sacred plants, unidentified ingredients, and poisons. I'll have to do some thinking and see if I want to keep those. Equipment, caltrops, reagent kit, smoke bomb, hand axe, helmet. Pretty sure... that's tough. That is tough. That's tough. I'll have to do some thinking on that as well. I think, though, just one copy of every equipment card is more than enough for me. I do have my decks set up in such a way where if you choose a hero, there's already equipment cards with that hero. So I'd have multiple short sword cards in with the heroes in my base game, but none of these are things that are going to come with a hero by default, you know, so they're not cards I need doubles of. If anything, I just need more shields and short swords, and then I'm good. The Raven's Tile on the Cloak of Shadows, the Scales of Illithor, Phoenix Ash, Dawn Shield, and 2 spell scrolls. Probably don't need any of these. Probably don't need it. I would rather somebody else have them that could make some use out of them. So that's about it for this unboxing, and I guess more than anything, this is just proof that I bought the game so that I'll be able to claim it on my taxes. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not. That would actually be very useful, but I did want to open it up and kind of show you my thought process on what to keep. There's a lot of you out there that would just keep everything, but there's somebody who's going to be able to give some of this stuff a better home than me. This box I don't need unless it's a better condition than the box I have, and the tiles in here I don't need. Wow, the knight's really trying to go back. Listen here. Do you think our HeroQuest miniatures are like Toy Story characters? We leave the room and they come to life. They fight each other and make up scenarios and such. That's time for me to go drink my coffee. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Comment anything you'd like down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a great rest of your day, and bye for now.